Hey guys, welcome back or welcome to my channel. Today's video is going to be a full face first impressions trying new makeup. It's new makeup because a lot of it is just new to me. There's only a few things that are actually new on the market, but most of these are just new products to me that I've never tried before. So I wanted to clarify that before we dove into the video. But this is the look I came up with. The lips I'm still a little unsure about. You'll have to watch to see what it is, but I don't think I have anything else to say besides I am doing a giveaway when I hit 500 subscribers, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss that, and I think that's it. So if you guys want to see how I got this look and the products I used, then just keep watching. Bye. So I haven't gotten a primer anytime recently, so my skin has already primed, and we're just going to dive in to foundation. And today I'm using the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. I have had my eye on this for so long, and my husband just got it for me for Christmas, so I'm over the moon excited to try this. I haven't yet, but I've heard amazing things about it, so I'm going to be trying this out today. And then to apply it, I'm going to be using a brush, which I never ever do, but I recently just got the It Cosmetics, what is this called? Blurring foundation brush, and I got this for Christmas from my parents, so we're gonna try this out today with the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk. In the foundation, I'm in the shade 4, and I've heard that this is really good for people with dry skin, which I suffer with very badly, so I'm really excited to see how this wears. I hope that this is the right shade for me. We will see. So I'm just gonna start with one pump, but I think I'm gonna have to do a little bit of building up because my skin's been a little just breaking out a little bit lately. I'm not really sure why, but we'll see how this goes. So right off the bat, it looks really nice. It kind of just sinks into the skin. The coverage is a little bit light, but I didn't put a whole lot on. So I will go on top of this and try and build it up a little bit, but I'll zoom you guys in so you can see how it looks on my skin right now. So you can see that I still have some redness peeking through, but it sits really nicely on the skin. It doesn't look like I have any foundation on, and that one layer really kind of evened everything out. So let's go on top of it with another coat and see what happens. Okay, so I have the second layer on, and it doesn't look cakey at all. You can definitely build this foundation up. It looks absolutely beautiful on the skin. Like, my skin looks so good right now, and if I had better skin, I think it'll look even better. My skin's been going through a little bit of a phase right now, probably just the holidays and stress and eating a bunch of crap, but all in all, I'm really impressed. I think 2 coats though is perfect, and I do really like how the brush applied it. It's super easy to just buff it in. It's a lot quicker than the Beauty Blender. So yeah, really impressed with the brush, and I am super impressed with the foundation. Okay, next up for concealer, I'm going to use the Tarte Shape Tape. Now I have used this once. I used it in a video. I used it in my quick and easy holiday glam tutorial that I just posted the other day. I will link that down below if you're curious. So this isn't quite a first impressions. This is kind of like a second impressions. So I am going to be using this today. The first thing that I was like shocked about this concealer is the size of this doe foot. Before I swatched this in the store, I had no idea that the doe foot was like this big, but on the bottle it does say that it's the Shape Tape Contour Concealer, which I didn't know, so you're supposed to probably use this for contouring. That's why the doe foot is so big, but today we're just going to be using this for concealer, and I am in the shade Light. Oh, and I forgot to say, I think the Giorgio Armani shade 4 for me was absolutely perfect. So when I first used this Shape Tape concealer, I was pretty blown away at how brightening this was. I'm not used to things being this brightening. Like, I don't like usually my concealer to be quite this brightening. I'm starting to get used to it a little bit more. I'm going to be using the Beauty Blender to blend this out. But the coverage of this is insane. Like, absolutely insane. Let me zoom you guys in so you can actually see what I'm doing. That's better. So the coverage of this is absolutely insane. Like, look at how brightening and beautiful that is. So I can definitely see why people are absolutely obsessed with this concealer. I almost want to pick up the shade up from this. I don't know. I'm just not used to how like brightening it is. But I love the formula of it. It blends out really, really nicely. So here is what it looks like under my eyes with no powder or anything. It looks really, really good. It doesn't even really fall into my fine lines or anything before I powder it. It just sits really beautifully on the skin. So speaking of powder, for powder today, I'm going to be using the Laura Mercier translucent setting powder. Yes, this is the first time I'm using this. I know I was super late to jump on this train, but my husband just recently got this for me for Christmas. So I am so excited to try this out. I was a little thrown off by the color of this. It's almost like a yellow tone. I wasn't expecting that. But, I mean, everyone raves about this, so I am super excited to try this out. What really drew me to this powder is that you can bake with it, but it doesn't give you that flashback in your pictures, so you don't have to worry about that, which I really like. So here's what it looks like, just freshly sat on the skin. You really can't see it. With a lot of my loose powders, you can kind of see it sitting on the skin before I go to brush it off, but this kind of just melts into the skin and it just looks really pretty. So I'll let that sit on there for just a little bit longer while I bronze and stuff, and then we will brush it away. Okay, and for bronzer today, I am super excited about this. This is the Bobbi Brown bronzer in Natural #1. This is also another gift from my husband for Christmas. He definitely hooked it up this year. I've only swatched this, but it looks absolutely stunning. It's a little bit warmer than I would normally go for a bronzer, but I'm really excited to see how this sits on the skin. All the reviews on Sephora were really good, so I'm really excited to see how this plays out. I'm not really sure which kind of brush I want to use to apply it. I think the blush I want is on my vanity, so I'm gonna go grab that. Okay, so I'm just gonna use this big brush from BH Cosmetics, and we're gonna go in. So it picks up quite a bit of product. I'm gonna tap off the excess. So I'm not gonna do contouring with this color. I think it's a little bit too warm toned. I'm just using it to warm up the skin. Okay, so I love this bronzer. It's absolutely gorgeous and it looks really natural on the skin. I think I went a little bit heavier on this side than that side, but that's okay. It's not a tutorial, it's just kind of testing out the products for you guys. But I think it looks absolutely beautiful. The color is not too warm toned at all. I was a little bit worried about that. It's just really natural looking. And this foundation, so usually foundation starts to kind of sink in to my fine lines on my forehead, and this guy is not doing it, so I definitely appreciate that, and around my nose and stuff, but it's sitting really nicely on the skin right now, so I'm definitely loving the foundation as well. Let's see, so I'm gonna brush off the excess loose powder that was on my skin really quickly. Alright, and we're gonna go in with another bronzer because I have another new one to share with you guys, and I want to use two. So this one is the Too Faced Sweethearts bronzer, and this one is not matte. I don't know if I mentioned the Bobbi Brown one. The Bobbi Brown one is matte, if I didn't mention that before. This one has a little bit of shimmer to it, and honestly, like, I wasn't attracted to this bronzer at first. Like, I didn't think that I was going to buy it, but then so many people started saying how beautiful and amazing it was that I had to pick it up. So we're gonna just go right on top of the Bobbi Brown bronzer with this, just to add a little bit of sheen and more warmth. I think I'm just gonna use the exact same brush that I did before and just go right on top of it. Okay, so those two bronzers actually mesh really, really nicely together, and I think it looks really, really beautiful on top of it. It just adds such a beautiful like sheen and glisten. I think this is gonna be gorgeous in the summertime. Super impressed with both bronzers. I'm actually really impressed with all the products I've tried so far. All right, and for blush, this is the NARS blush in Impassioned, and this is another Christmas present from my amazing hubby. I love these like nude, just barely pops of color blushes. That's what I normally go for. And this one is matte again, which I love. So I'm just gonna pick up some of this and apply it. Pretty just natural blush. That is what I go for in blushes. Let me quickly apply the other cheek. Okay, definitely love that as well. Okay, and next up for highlighter, I debated a lot if I wanted to use this because honestly I did just buy this for collector's reasons, but I am a little bit curious on how it looks on the skin, so I'm just going to use a teeny little corner of it and hopefully it won't mess it up too much. It is the MAC Mariah Carey highlight in my Mimi, and the reason I don't want to use this is because it's stunning and I don't want to mess up the, you know, the imprint in it. But I think if I just use a little bit by her hair there, it won't mess it up. So let's see how this applies. It's just straight up gold, so I'm really curious on how gold it is. Okay, so I'm glad I got this just for collector because yeah, it's really gold. Let me try and zoom you in and see if you can see it. So I don't know if you really can't see it in the camera unfortunately, but it's really glittery and almost like choppy. It just doesn't look very good on the skin unfortunately. I don't want to layer it up too much because again I don't want to use too much of the product because I don't want to mess it up, but we'll go in with a little bit more. It kind of just looks like a strip of like a gold glitter. So unfortunately I do not like how this applies at all. If you guys got this and are actually using it, let me know how you feel about it. I'm really glad that I didn't want to use it and I just got it for collector's reasons anyways, because I'm not really impressed with it unfortunately. So so far that was the only thing that I'm not too impressed with. Alright, next up for eyes, I recently just got two new palettes. Ironically, they are both from Tarte. I got the Tarte Tartiest Pro palette and then the Tarte in Bloom palette. And I kind of want to do a separate in-depth like full review on the Tartiest Pro palette. So I think today I'm going to be using the Tarte in Bloom palette. These are my first Tarte palettes. I've never tried any Tarte eyeshadows before. For some reason I've just always been turned off of them. I've heard mixed reviews about them, so I don't know, we'll see how I like these. This is what the Tarte in Bloom palette looks like. It's absolutely stunning. It's like the perfect like everyday type of palette, and I love that there is only three shimmer shades and the rest are mattes, so that's definitely a plus for me off the bat. So let's see, I'm gonna do a really simple look, but I think I'm gonna take first this one right here called Charmer, and I'm just gonna put that all over the lid up to the brow bone and just to kind of set any of the other creams that I had on my eyelids. Let me zoom you in again, I keep forgetting. So yeah, this is just gonna set any, you know, leftover foundation or concealer or anything that I had on the eyelid so that everything just kind of blends together really, really nicely. All right, and then for our transition shade, I'm gonna take the one right below that called Flower Child, and I'm just gonna start messily putting that in the upper crease. So right off the bat, I am noticing that these kick up quite a bit of powder. I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to see that, but there's kind of powder all over the other eyeshadows in here, which doesn't bother me too much, but that might bother some people. Alright, next I'm going to go into Smarty Pants, which is just right next to our transition color, and I'm going to put this right in the crease again. Alright, then I'm just going to take Activist. I'm just going to take a teeny little bit of this on the tip of my brush and just go on the outer V and in the corner, outer V and in the crease, just teeny tiny, ever so slightly. These shadows, ooh, it's pigmented. These shadows are really pigmented and they blend out really nicely. They're super easy to work with. I was not expecting this to be that pigmented. That's alright, we will blend until our arm falls off. Alright, and then for our lid shade today, I'm going to go into Funny Girl, which is right here. And this is just an absolutely beautiful, like, champagne type of color. So, take a flat shader brush and apply that all over the lid. This is such a pretty color. And thankfully, these don't have a lot of fallout, which I definitely appreciate. Whew, I was not in focus. I am sorry, you guys. Alright, then I'm going to go back into Charmer, which is just that matte white. I'm going to highlight under the brow bone. My brows are already done. I didn't get any new recent brow products, so that's why I didn't show my brows. And then for under the lower lash line, I think I'm going to go back into Activist and really carefully and with a light hand blend out under there. Okay, and I didn't get any new mascara, so quickly off camera I'm just going to apply some of my Maybelline Lash Sensational. Okay, so this is the finished eye look, and I am so impressed with this Tarte palette. I love how this look came out. It's so simple, so easy to do, but I think it just turned out really pretty. Alright, and for lips today, I'm going to be using the Mariah Carey MAC collection. This one is in the shade I Get So OOC. And this is a color that I would never typically wear, but we're going to try it out today and see what it looks like on the lips. So if you guys haven't seen this collection, I'm sure you have. The packaging is unlike anything I have ever seen in my life. I think that this one is just so special and so unique to have. Then on the actual lipstick, there is a little butterfly engraved on the tube. The detail that went through this collection is unlike anything I've ever seen. So let's apply this bad boy and see how it looks. Okay, so here it is applied. I'm not really sure how I feel about it. It's just so different from anything that I have ever worn, but I'm kind of digging it. I don't know, let me know in the comments below what you guys think. Can I pull this off? But to make it even more intense, I am going to go on top of it with one of the glosses. This is in the shade Butterfly Bling, and this might make it completely worse, but I really want to try the formula of these lip glosses because I haven't yet. So these have quite a bit of glitter in them, so I'm curious to see how they look on the lips. Wow, okay, that actually looks really pretty on top of it. Yeah, that actually looks really pretty on top of this lipstick. And you can't feel the glitter like when you rub your lips together. So the glitter is like really finely milled, which I really appreciate. I'm actually really surprised that I like this lip combo. I thought that it was gonna look insane, but I'm kind of digging it. Again, let me know what you guys think down below. So this is the finished look, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this full face first impressions. Honestly, the only thing that I really didn't like was the My Mimi highlighter from the MAC Mariah Carey line, which is okay with me. I'm actually kind of glad I don't like it, because if I did like it, I would be tempted to use it, and I really just don't want to use this. It's just too beautiful to dip your brush into. So that was the only time I'm going to use this, and then I'm just going to keep this to collect it and to have. So I'm actually really glad that I don't like this, but everything else I love. I think the foundation sits on the skin so nicely. The concealer is beautiful and brightening. Setting powder is flawless and smooth. It doesn't flash back, which I really like, and I'm kind of digging this lip color. Tarte palette, gorgeous, blends beautifully. The bronzers were really pretty. So I'm super excited about everything I got and how it looks. So I think that wraps up this video, you guys. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch my video today. Please do not forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on my 500 subscriber giveaway, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.